progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Partly to mostly cloudy skies today. We'll see a few showers and thunderstorms. They'll be in an off and on pattern. High temperatures right around 70 degrees, a little cooler near the lake shore. Partly cloudy overnight tonight. We drop down to 50, and we see fog for the start of Friday. Then partly sunny. We get up into the low to mid 70s in the afternoon. We'll be back to a chance of rain by late Friday night. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
Good morning. It's 7:14 at WSJM. Temperatures across the region pretty much hovering near 60. We're at 59 in Benton Harbor, 57 in St. Joe, 61 in Niles, 59 in South Haven. I'm Zack in for Ken as he travels back from Wisconsin here from a conference. He'll be back with us again tomorrow. But I have the honor of welcoming some studio guests who are in the studio with us on the radio and also streaming live on our YouTube and Facebook page when you search for WSJM. And they include some awesome folks helping to support a Rotary International event that is coming to Southwest Michigan. Dana Riley is representing the St. Joseph Benton Harbor Rotary District 6360. And Melinda Gruber is president of the Corewell Health Foundation and representing Corewell Health Southwest and Lakeland Hospitals. And we appreciate both of you being here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And Dana, if we could start with you a little bit, I'm sure people have heard of the Rotary name at least once in their life, but can you kind of remind folks what Rotary is all about?
Sure. Thank you for having us.
Mhm.
Rotary is an international global network of over 1.2 million people who are focused on one thing, and that's just making the world a better place. We focus on big issues like promoting peace, fighting disease, eradicating polio is our number one fight that we're engaged in and almost there. We support education, clean water, and growing local economies. But what makes Rotary really special is even though we have a global reach, we're very local and working in the communities. Right here in St. Joe, Benton Harbor, we're very hands-on supporting nonprofits and helping families and investing in our communities. So overall, Rotary's global in reach, but local in our community support.
And as part of that, obviously, there are different districts and chapters all over the country, but internationally, as Rotary International's name suggests.
Right.
And so this one has had a lot of history within this area, but the neat thing is that there is an event that is coming up that you all are helping to host for this district, right?
Yes.
So tell us about DISCON.
DISCON stands for, it's our district conference at the Carousel, and it is being held at Shadowland. That is May 15th and 16th. And we are very blessed. There are 530 districts with Rotary, and our district governor is Jackie Huey, who is local to our area. Mm-hmm. So that is one of the main reasons why DISCON is being held here. The other obvious reason is our location cannot be beat. We've got the beautiful Lake Michigan right here, downtown St. Joe, such a great, warm, welcoming community. So we are bringing together at DISCON 51 district clubs.
Wow.
And yes, the public is invited to this. So if there's anybody that's ever had an inkling of, hey, what is Rotary about? What kinds of things? What DISCON does is it is a way that we get together with everybody and we celebrate all the good works that we've done over the year. So public is invited. You don't have to be a Rotarian to attend. If you're curious, want to try something positive and see some great speakers, then you can go to district6360.com and register for that.
So is there a cost if the public wants to show up to this and
There
check it out?
is a cost, and it just depends on how many days you want to attend, what events you want to attend. I think the overall cost to do everything is about $300 for
Okay.
both days and all the speakers and our heroes dinner that we have one night.
Oh,
Yeah.
I shouldn't have avoided eating before. Well, I didn't avoid. I forgot to eat before I came here. Anytime I ever have an interview that talks about food, I end up getting hungry. But it sounds like it'll be worth it because you'll have heroes to celebrate at that dinner, right?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's really neat. So there's obviously people who help offset those costs, not only the Rotarians themselves, the chapter, but Corewell Health has stepped in to assist with this. That's where Melinda Gruber comes in. And Melinda, if you could tell us a little bit about why this was an important event for Corewell to be a part of.
Absolutely. Well, as Corewell Health in Southwest Michigan, we're committed to the health and well-being of our community. And in order to do that well, we need great partnerships in the community. And so when we look at the great work that Rotary is doing in our community with youth, with seniors, with programs around health and wellness and learning and development, it seemed like just a great partnership. In addition to that, we have had a long-standing partnership with this local Rotary Club, helping with their annual track meet, which again really supports that goal around health and wellness and creating, lifelong health and exercise routines.
I do love that track meet. I competed in it many years ago. And it is that was one of my first introductions as a young person to Rotary and understanding that there are groups like this that are doing things to, as you mentioned, just make sure the communities are well supported, especially within the areas of health and wellness.
Yeah. And I'll just add, well, thank you, because
Yeah.
I haven't actually been to that event, but I'm excited. It's something like,
It's massive.
May 1st.
yeah,
You should
May
come.
for something like 51 schools, or there's just so many schools that go to that. But I was just going to add, I have been a Rotarian for over 20 years now in the South Haven Club, and have gone to the district conference before, and it is so inspiring. There's fabulous speakers. Get to learn about projects locally and around the world that are truly making a difference and how you can be involved.
Right. It's good to be around like-minded people and share all of our good works that we've done. And it's a good time to celebrate.
Obviously, as you heard, Jackie Huey was a part of helping to make this event kind of, come into this direction of St. Joseph. But as you mentioned, it's a district event. There are a lot of people coming in from outside the area. Was it something that, other people in other districts were sort of interested in because this area is so beautiful that they said, I think we'd love to be here, and they didn't have to take a vote? Or how did it work? I'm curious.
I think definitely the location. I'm a realtor, as we say in real estate, location.
Right.
And so, being on the shores of Lake Michigan, we've got a polar bear plunge that is going to take place in Lake Michigan.
Really?
Yes. And the fact that Jackie Huey, our district governor, is from the area had an awful lot to do with why we are hosting, and we're so blessed to do that. Our downtown St. Joe area is a wonderful place for people to come and gather. We have been a tourist spot for years and years. We have gotten a block of rooms at the Boulevard Inn. So if people are coming from out of town, make sure that they contact the Boulevard and mention Rotary. So it's just a great lure.
It sure is. We'll talk more about DisCon with the St. Joseph Benton Harbor Rotary in just a moment here. It is 7:22 at WSJM.
Spring is the time for bringing ideas to life. For a limited time, you can get a 4.74 annual percentage rate on a new home equity line of credit with Sturgis Bank. Turn the equity in your home into what's next. Home renovations and outdoor projects, or college tuition for your recent graduate. A home equity line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to finance to something you need right now, or add flexibility to your finances and have it in place in case of unexpected expenses. Connect with a Sturgis Bank lender to see how a home equity line of credit could help move your plans forward. Visit www.sturgis.bank to learn more. Introductory rate is good for 6 months, then adjust to the prime rate, subject to having a Sturgis Bank checking account and credit approval. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Ken Lundberg with the WSJM Morning Show, taking just a moment to talk to you about your hearing health. You have to take care of your ears. Think about it. With all the new technology around us, music in our ears, yard work, hobbies, the noise of everyday life, when your hearing's damaged, it's not just the people who lose their hearing who are harmed. It's the people around them who potentially suffer. At Professional Hearing Services in St. Joseph, they can check your hearing, they can clean your ears, they can test your hearing and give you a baseline for your hearing to know what you can expect as you continue to age. Now, I went through all of that. It was a great experience. They're incredibly friendly and knowledgeable, and they even have warm cookies. Most people hear Professional Hearing Services and they think about hearing devices. Yes, they have those. Not only do they have hearing devices, they have the professional staff to support those devices. When people suffer hearing loss, it's often certain frequencies. They can tune your hearing device at Professional Hearing Services to compensate for the lost frequencies and help you reclaim that clear hearing experience that you might be missing. Don't compromise. Start with the professionals at Professional Hearing Services in St. Joseph. They carry quality, state-of-the-art medical devices that will have a positive impact on your relationships, your career, and your life. Call to schedule a free hearing test screening today. Professional Hearing Services in St. Joseph.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
It's Jenny, the manager at BigDealsSouthwestMichigan.com, with great deals for spring on the site right now. You can get 50% off or more to great local businesses like Affinity Salon and Spa, Big B Coffee, Berrien Springs, Crazy King Burrito, Great Lakes Pondscapes, Pristine Pool and Spa, Performance Plus Car Wash, and more. Get great deals right now, anytime online at BigDealsSWMI.com.
Big deals.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
It is 7:25 at WSJM. Talking this morning with Dana Riley, representing St. Joseph Benton Harbor Rotary, District 6360, about their DisCon event and one of their sponsors, Corewell Health, where Melinda Gruber is the president of the Corewell Health Foundation and representing Corewell in their sponsorship today. So thank you both for being here. And Dana, if we can remind folks again, DisCon is coming up when here in St. Joseph?
It is May 15th and 16th.
Okay. And there's a nice lineup of speakers at this event. And as mentioned, the public is invited, as if they're interested in just listening to the content that exists or getting further and deeper into their interest in being a part of Rotary, right?
Absolutely. We've got an incredible lineup this year. We've got international and national speakers coming. Former Cubs baseball player Chris Singleton will be one of them, and he's bringing a powerful message of resilience and love. And another guest speaker I'm really excited to hear is Alan Mallory. He is speaking on Ascending Personal Summits. And if you don't know who he is, he and his entire family summited Everest.
Really?
So if you are looking for an
I can barely get on a ladder. Oh my gosh.
Inspirational speaker, he would be a really great one to hear. We've also got Louisa Horn from Canada, and she will be talking about creative ways to build membership in Rotary. So if you are just a general person and want to say, hey, how can I build my membership in my community or in my club? She would be a great one to listen to.
And I imagine that if there's that, if the public attends, there's that opportunity for them to speak to not only people locally here from Rotary, but as you said, there's how many 50 plus chapters worth of people in the district?
51 districts are coming together.
So you'll have your fair share. And is this cover like the Midwest, or is it a whole region, or is it from across the country?
It's, well, definitely across the country you can come, but it is our district. So those 51 clubs in the Michigan region that are going to be there, but it is open to anybody that would like to attend. And it's not just speakers. We've got experiences. We have a crazy polar bear plunge into Lake Michigan. And that is costumes, as if jumping into Lake Michigan wasn't crazy enough. Do it in a costume.
Sure, why not?
And we have a peace pole dedication that we'll be making. There's wine tasting, downtown events, and even a silent auction for Polio Plus, which is one of the big things that Rotary has been working toward. So it's one of those events where you will laugh, and it will definitely be memorable.
That sounds pretty awesome. How do folks get tickets and more information?
Sure. So you can go on to district6360.com and you will find a link there to DiscCon, and you can register for, like I said, it is on May 15th and 16th. You can register just for one day, for both days. You could just register for our hero dinner. So there's a variety of ways that you can be involved.
Excellent. Great to hear. And it's sponsored by Corewell Health. So a big thank you to Melinda and the staff over in the Southwest region of Corewell Health. And anything going on that we need to know about in the Corewell universe lately?
I would say there's a lot going on.
How many hours do we have?
Exactly. I'll try to keep it short, but to be succinct, our focus is on improving high quality access to care in our community. We have a lot of big projects going on right now. So we'll be opening up additional walk-in care and physical therapy in Bridgman very soon. We have new primary care and urgent care spaces in the Royalton, what we used to call the Center for Outpatient Care in Royalton. So that's very exciting. It's going to open up a lot of additional access there. And then, of course, in the news this week, you could see that we have plans for urgent care and additional primary and specialty care in South Haven. So very excited about how we are focused on improving access to care in our communities.
Yeah, I'd say it's happening.
It really is. And then in addition to that, there are other services that we're providing. We talked about, or not talked about, but in the news at the beginning of the year, our OB-ED in the hospitals. So additional support for ladies who are, women who are expecting and need specialty care. We have other life-saving services that we're expanding within the hospitals. It's just truly exciting. And I think if anyone is interested in learning more, listening to Core Conversations with Natalie Baggio, her podcast through the radio station here, is a great way to do that. And then the last thing I wanted to hit on is within Corewell Health Foundation, Southwest Michigan, we are focusing on a number of campaigns right now. One of them has to do with mental health and behavioral health. And we're working with the community on philanthropy to support our behavioral health unit expansion and remodel so that will be, really the latest in a healing environment for our community. So people who need that kind of inpatient mental health care don't have to leave our community and can get it right here. The other campaign that we're in the middle of right now is our Education, Innovation, and Technology campaign. And this really supports our simulation, new simulation lab. So education for not only our physicians and our residents and trainees, but also our nurses and techs. And it's really important with the changes in healthcare that are coming so fast and furious that we can train our people right here at home.
That is great to hear. And I was especially, even though I don't live in South Haven, I'm especially excited about the fact that you can travel, like 20 miles in any direction from where we are in Benton Township here, and you can reach a Corewell urgent care or primary care office or other specialty is pretty awesome. So
yeah, we're really excited about that. And it was just kind of perfect timing in that the city of South Haven had made that a priority, and we were able to turn around and say, well, actually, we've been planning this for a while, and you asked for it, you've got it.
That's how it works, right? Well, thank you so much for being a part of coming in today to talk a bit about Discon and Corewell's great sponsorship of this event. Dana, we appreciate your help as well and everything.
Incredibly grateful for Corewell and our other sponsors that we have. We've got Johnson Rohoff, we've got the radio station, and past Governor Mark and Lorraine Odland. So we are incredibly grateful to be aligned with Corewell. And if there are anybody else out there that would like to become sponsors, they can find that information on that website that I mentioned earlier too.
What's the website one more time?
District6360.com.
Fantastic. Good luck on Discon. Thanks so much to both of you for being a part of the show this morning. It is 7:33 at WSJM. Coming up, your Bloomberg Morning Report. Plus, we'll get a check of ABC News and more next.
Great Lakes Pondscapes helps you bring tranquility and enjoyment to your life. Partnering with Aquascape, Great Lakes Pondscapes focuses on creating breathtaking ecosystems with natural balance of filtration, circulation, fish, rocks, and gravel. And ponds start at just $200. Visit Great Lakes Pondscapes in Paw Paw, online at greatlakespundscapes.com, and experience the Great Lakes Pondscapes lifestyle.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home and auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
You've seen them, those really big tow trucks on the highway, bringing in a motorhome or a semi with a fully loaded trailer. And who's towing it? Hassie's Towing, the trucks with the red, white, and blue. With the area's largest fleet of tow vehicles, Hassie's can tow just about anything, from a loaded semi-truck to your family car. Need a tow or help on the road? Call the towing company you know will handle it with care 24 hours a day. Hassie's Towing, the trucks with the red, white, and blue.
Do you like movies? Here on 94.9 WSJM, every Friday morning, get a tip on some of the newest movies now in theaters or streaming with Flick Pick. I'm Andrew Green, and each week I pick one new film I've seen in the last week and give it a review. Whether it's drama, action, horror, sci-fi, or comedy, I'll tell you all about what I've seen and let you know if it's worth your while to check it out. Also, check WSJM.com for an extended version of Flick Pick. It's Flick Pick, the WSJM movie review podcast, every Friday morning here on WSJM.
The Bloomberg Business Minute on WSJM is brought to you by Sturgis Bank and Trust. Let's grow together. Serving Berrien Branch, Kalamazoo, St. Joseph, and Van Buren counties. Now with 2 new locations in St. Joseph, downtown, and on Cleveland Avenue. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Pepsi seeing some improvement in sales of its salty snacks. Its Frito-Lay business recently cut prices for Doritos and Lay's potato chips by as much as 15%. As a result, Pepsi's quarterly earnings topped Wall Street expectations. Pepsi seems to be making some progress even as consumers dial back their spending. The company is also facing a shift in eating habits toward healthier options and has rolled out new products that are higher in fiber and protein. Turning to the markets, the S&P 500 hit a new record yesterday on optimism about an extended truce in the Middle East. The U.S. and Iran are said to be considering a 2-week ceasefire extension to allow more time to negotiate a peace deal. Stock futures are seeing small moves. And sales of Tesla Cybertruck have been propped up in recent months by Elon Musk's other companies. Almost 1 in every 5 Cybertrucks registered in the U.S. in the fourth quarter were delivered to SpaceX or other ventures owned by Musk. Courtney Donahoe, Bloomberg Radio.
News is next, brought to you by Creative Landscaping and Design, creating landscapes for life for over 50 years. Family owned in Southwest Michigan.
ABC News, I'm Sherry. Preston, prices for flights already boosted by higher jet fuel costs, but soon some people in Europe might not be able to find a flight at all. The head of the International Energy Agency says Europe has maybe 6 weeks of jet fuel left and warns of the possibility of flight cancellations soon. This says the Navy is turning back ships during its blockade of Iranian ports. At least 10 turned around. More from ABC's Louis Martinez.
We're talking about not just U.S. Navy ships. We're also talking about U.S. Navy aircraft. We're talking about U.S. intelligence assets, satellites being used. We're talking about reconnaissance aircraft. It's a whole wide variety of systems being employed to essentially get a good idea of where these ships are leaving from Iran and where ships are headed to if they're going into Iran.
A judge in New York will now have to decide how much Live Nation will have to pay after a jury found the owner of Ticketmaster has a monopoly. Stock futures pointing higher after the S&P and NASDAQ hit new highs. This is ABC News.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the newsroom, I'm Andrew Green. Cornerstone Alliance has released its long-awaited Berrien County housing study, putting the area's housing shortage into focus with concrete data. Cornerstone Alliance Senior Vice President Andrew Hahn tells us the assessment points to a shortage of attainable housing, especially for working households.
Over the next 5 years, there's a demand for, there's a gap between the demand and the supply for an additional 4,000 rental units and 2,200 for sale units.
The analysis identified a gap in homes priced under $300,000, limiting options for young professionals, families, seniors, and the local workforce. It finds a shortage of both affordable homes for purchase and affordable homes for rent. Hahn says construction costs have been too high and there have been more households moving in despite the overall population dropping. Among homes for sale, the county's median price increased from $239,000 in 2021 to about $300,000 in 2025, with current listings averaging closer to $439,000.
There are huge issues. The average price has gone up by tens of thousands of dollars just in the last 5 years. So making sure that as new product is coming online, that it's not just at that top end of the market.
Hahn says there are currently hundreds of units under construction right now in the county, though, suggesting that filling the gap could be possible with the right policies. Leaders in Lincoln Township are considering their options for the South Roosevelt Road Shared Use Path project. The township's been planning for years to construct a 10-foot wide shared use path from Hidden Pines Road to Marquette Woods Road, and it's been cobbling together funding to pay for the work. Township trustees were told this week that the Michigan Department of Transportation has approved a $620,000 grant for that project, while another $1.5 million has been secured by Congressman Tim Walberg. Still, the cost of building a pedestrian bridge over Hickory Creek is a concern. One question is whether the Berrien County Road Department will rebuild that bridge for traffic soon, which would greatly reduce the township's costs for the pedestrian side of things. Supervisor Glenn Youngstead told us he was just talking to the road department about the bridge.
They were able to put it on the critical bridge list, and we've heard that that's number one on the bridges.
Youngstead said the bridge would have the walking path on one side. Engineer Brandon Mieres with Williams & Works told trustees Tuesday the clock is ticking on that $1.5 million from Congressman Walberg, so the township has to decide if it'll take the $620,000 state grant. He estimated the overall South Roosevelt project would cost $2.6 to $2.7 million. Construction is now underway on the new Cone Park in Chickiming Township. The project at 5844 Sawyer Road is on the former site of an old fire station that was torn down a few years ago. Chickiming Township began fundraising for the new park last April, and Bunty says the community came out in support in a big way, helping secure part of the $640,000 needed for the project. The rest comes from a state grant. He says Cone Park will be a gathering place for people of all ages right in the heart of Sawyer.
We don't
don't have any parks in Sawyer or any green space, and this is such a huge addition to downtown Sawyer. And within the park itself is a gazebo just for relaxing, sitting, enjoying the outdoors. Also utilize it then for some concerts or small acoustic performances, events throughout the year.
The township says in the past few weeks, crews started excavation and site work. The public should now see fencing in place, along with early progress on key infrastructure. The township says it's exciting to see the site transform from plans on paper to real visible progress. In the newsroom, I'm Andrew Green.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fisher. Governor Gretchen Whitmer has added 32 more counties across Michigan to be under a state of emergency after this week's severe weather. The declaration will help local governments cover emergency response costs due to rising water levels and tornadoes. We're continuing to watch multiple overworked dams. They include in Sheboygan and in Belair. Residents have been told to be ready to evacuate. 8 tornadoes have been confirmed in Michigan. 2 hit Metro Detroit, including in Ann Arbor. An EF1 tornado started in Otsego and moved into Plainwell, north of Kalamazoo. Another EF1 was confirmed in the Carson City and Fenwick area, about 31 miles northwest of Lansing. There were also tornadoes in Allegan County in West Michigan, in Saginaw County, and near Bridgeport and Frankenmuth. One was also reported in Shiawassee County near Durand. Friday's Mega Millions is $130 million. I'm Beth Fisher for the Michigan News Network.
Harry Johnson's rising, gonna take a stand for families and freedom across this land. No income tax saving us that dough. 4747 gives us room to go. From the fields to the city, hear the people cheer. With Harry in the lead, got nothing to fear. So here's to the future, let's make it bright. Barry Johnson's lead, we'll win this fight. Together in Michigan, well, a new dawn will rise. With a true conservative, yeah, well, let's reach for the sky.
This message paid for by Perry Johnson, our governor, because we must implement the mega audit to eliminate the waste and return the money to the taxpayers.
The Tigers are locking up their future, as rookie infielder Kevin McGonigal has agreed to a massive 8-year, $150 million contract that begins in 2027. The 21-year-old is off to a strong start in his first season, hitting .311 with a homer and 8 RBIs, and becomes the latest young star to cash in early. On the field, the Tigers kept rolling, winning their 5th straight with a 2-1 win over the Royals. Marcel Perez was the hero, blasting a go-ahead home run in the 8th inning in his first at-bat of the night. Tigers look for the sweep this afternoon at 1:10, a 12:45 pregame show on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM. The Cubs had no trouble with Philadelphia, cruising to 11-2 win. Nico Horner drove in 5, while Shota Imanaga struck out 11 in 6 dominant innings. The White Sox fell again, losing to Tampa Bay 8-3. Junior Caminero, Jake Fraley, and Johnny DeLuca all went deep as the Rays picked up their 5th straight win. To the NHL, where it looked like the Red Wings gave up on the game as they gave up on the season. The Red Wings are blown out by the Florida Panthers 8-1 last night in the season finale. Justin Falk had the only goal for Detroit. Dylan Larkin did not play. The Blackhawks ended their season on a high note, beating San Jose 5-2. Louis Crevier scored twice in the 3rd period to lead the Blackhawks' comeback win. To the NBA play-in tournament, the Philadelphia 76ers are moving on after a 109-97 win over Orlando. Tyrese Maxey led the way with 31 points as the Sixers lock up the 7th seed and a first-round matchup with Boston. Golden State also advanced in dominant fashion, rallying to beat the Clippers 126-121. Stephen Curry and Draymond Green helped power the vintage comeback for the Warriors. Off the court, the NBA says LaMelo Ball should have been ejected for a flagrant foul on Miami's Bam Adebayo earlier this week. Ball was fined, but remains eligible for Charlotte's elimination game. Midwest League Baseball was Great Lakes over Dayton 6-5. West Michigan beat Lansing 7-5, and South Bend beat Beloit 9-5. High school sports yesterday, girls soccer had St. Joe falling to Kalamazoo Lennox 2-0. Lakeshore also lost 2-0 to Porter Central, and Michigan Lutheran picked up a 3-0 win over Our Lady of the Lake. Edwardsburg beat Sturgis 3-2, and Barron Springs beat Buchanan 3-2. The rest of the scores from last night and the schedules for today's games are on this station's website. With your morning sports for Thursday, April 16th, I'm Dave Wolf. In the Cozy Newsroom, I'm Dave Wolf.
Darn thing won't start again. The hours you spend on your yard and it still looks neglected. And now you're late for golf. It's time to get creative.
I'm Ryan from Creative Landscaping. Let us maintain and care for your yard professionally. The difference will show right away. From mowing to plant bed care, fertilizing to trimming, at Creative, we handle it all. See our work at creativelandscapinginc.com.
Creative Landscaping and Design, creating landscapes for life.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Pat Moody with another episode of Moody on the Move. Today, we take you to the world-class home of the Crassell Arts Center on the Lake Michigan Bluff in St. Joseph. A community without art is a place without reflection. Art connects neighbors who might otherwise remain strangers and builds bridges where words sometimes fail. Today's presentation of Moody on the Move is made possible by our good friends at Corewell Health, Southwest Michigan, and is available anytime online at moodyonthemove.com.
What do homeowners say about Honest Abe Roofing? Meet the owner, Caleb.
We took care of their property like it was our own. That's the goal. If I can complete that job like it was my house, I was successful. These are people's castles. In most cases, the house is their biggest investment. So this is a big deal to them. We're going into their world and we want to respect that. We want to treat it as if it was our own house. That's the biggest thing for me.
And Honest Abe Roofing is a family business. Caleb's grandpa, Mike, says it best.
We are very strong in family. Our employees are like attracts like, and we attract people to us that are like us. We look for those people that love family and carry on those good traits. Caleb doing roofs is a wonderful family thing because what's the most important thing for a family is a home.
Honest Abe Roofing of South Bend, now serving Southwest Michigan. Honest service, honest estimates, honest prices. Learn more at honestaberoofing.com.
You know the feeling. It's 2 a.m. You're awake, running the numbers in your head. Payroll's coming. A client hasn't paid. Costs just went up. And you're thinking, how am I going to make this work? That's where LendSeek comes in.
That was me. I had payroll in 3 days and money tied up in receivables. I couldn't wait weeks for a bank.